first, we're going to welcome in an audience of consumers. So these are people ready to put the credit card down. They're doing a renovation, they're doing a new house, and they need some advice from you. So my
Yeah.
first question for you on behalf of this audience is, what features or products or upgrades do you feel like is worth the splurge?
I would tell you that for me, cooking is usually worth the splurge. I see a big difference between a based product and more of a professional style product, and your longevity is different. Your ability to control your temperatures is different. It's a worthwhile product in my opinion. Um, and then you have your some extras like combination steam ovens, things like that, depending on the particular client, and how much they cook and things like that. And if you have an open floor plan, I think splurging a bit on a dishwasher to keep those decibel ratings down, so you're not getting interrupted when you have company over and things like that. They're worth the money for you. And if you're a high end consumer, something like a Sub Zero or any refrigerator that has two compressors, two condensers, two evaporators that'll keep your food fresher longer, are definitely it's worth the splurge.
So these are great individual tips for these different categories. So I have a specific question about the first one that you said, where, someone maybe really should be looking to going up a little in budget for cooking, if they can, that they could, help that experience. Have you found that people who've said, I don't really cook, that have made that jump, that splurge, start
Mhm.
actually cooking?
Um, not particularly. I think if they don't cook, they don't cook. But I think if somebody says, I only cook because I have to, and they do make the splurge on something a little bit better, they might enjoy the process a little bit more, because they have more control. You're not worried about burning things. Your simmering capabilities are better. If we're talking induction, you have higher wattage. You have things of that nature. So the increased controllability of the product is really good. I think if someone doesn't cook though, they're just not going to cook.
So the appliances will help someone get from good to better, but if
Yeah.
you're turned off to cooking, you're probably going to stay turned off to
Yeah,
cooking.
a lot of those people are doing the kitchen for the show, and they're either hiring someone to come in or they're making chicken nuggets for the kids or whatever. And honestly, any range is going to be able to do that for them.
That's true. That's true. So a lot of customers and anyone who's a consumer often gets into the kind of this shiny object. They're just laser focused on getting this one thing. How can you help customers kind of avoid this shiny object mistake when they're shopping for appliances?
It's interesting you say that because at Neco Show, I was looking at some new product and I was telling the manufacturer that I like as little technology as humanly possible. And I know that might go against some of the grain, but simple, easy, reliable, and effective is really the way that I like to sell product. It's worked well for me my whole career, and I just feel like sometimes technology can be the enemy, right? People don't know how to use it. You get a call that they're upset that it's not working the way they expected it to work, and so I do try and keep it as simple as possible. There's definitely a client base for the shiny objects, but I think personally that the bulk of the industry or bulk of the clientele is really just looking for good, solid, easy to use product, and really, I try and keep them out of the shiny objects in general.
So if a customer's coming in, you're kind of recommending have an open mind when you come to the showroom.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, I think these are great, really specific tips for this audience.